You good, but you ain't got the D. Good, but you ain't got the D.
What's good, everyone? It's your man, the real DK. Will be starting shortly. Appreciate the love and support. My good people, what's up? How you doing out there? How you doing out there? How you doing? It is great. It is a great day to be alive, to make beats. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. What you up to? All right, OBS. Do your business, OBS. Bam. Do your business. Do your business. What is up? What is up? How y'all doing this evening, man? It's your man, the real DK. And so we're actually going to continue this beat construction, or what I call it, right? And so right here in front of us, this is what we have so far. So let's just go on and just play it a little bit so we can hear what is actually going on. Okay. And this is from the other video, the very first video, for the track. Welcome back, correct? So we have a melody, obviously, and today's session is going to focus just on the percussions themselves. So with no further ado, we're going to get to it real quick. But first, as you saw ahead, prior to the video starting, I definitely appreciate your support. Comments, leave those. Definitely like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, you want to make sure that you're supporting me through donations, through telling everybody else. Run, tell that. You know what I'm saying? It's your man representing the 313 in the DF Dub. And so right now we have at least about we got like 6 sounds. I did add like a backwards little reverse vocal, and we'll just play that real fast by itself, and just so you can kind of get an idea what it sounds like. Okay. And so that sound right there, by itself is what we're going to do, as far as using just underneath, right? And so don't worry about how it's sounding all crazy and wacky right now. Trust me. Once everything's all together, you'll see how it adds like a haunting element to the overall sound as we get going with that. Okay. And so what we want to do is I'm going to mute out the sounds that are playing so far. So let's see. Let me mute out something. Okay. Okay, so we have that right there. We have that main little sound there, and obviously OBS, I hear you, man. Good grief. Okay, thank you. Now back to you. All right. OBS, you killing me. You're killing me, OBS. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, you are killing me, OBS. Good grief. Man, we're going to solve that already. I know I'm going to solve that sound. I'm going to solve that one. That's for sure. That joint right there is bothersome. That's all right. So we're going to press forward. And obviously y'all can't hear that. Good grief. All right, let's pause this real quick. All right, so thank you. Good grief. Let's get on, get this sound up here. I know it looks ugly. We're going to get y'all there. Trust me. Okay, so we have that melody right there, right? Okay, so now we're going to go to the drums, And so what I did was I went to Sublab. If you don't have that plugin right here, Sublab is it. And within Sublab, I've already created some drums, right? And so I got my trap style melodies here, right here. So you can see, or trap style drums, should I say, not melodies, just craziness. And so that was in there, and I have 2 that are saved. These are drums that kicks that I put in myself there in the sampler. You essentially open up your sampler to the right, if you have Logic. And what I've done is you have your computer little button here, then the little home thingy, project, and bookmark. So I bookmark my drum packs just to make it easier for me to access. You go from project, I think it usually starts at project, media, and then all files. I go to all files, drum kicks. And essentially what I do is I drag and drop. So I've created folders just for certain kicks and stuff that I've used and edited. So what I wanted to do was make sure that I organized the stuff that I was using and everything. And so I did just that. And what I often do is just drag and drop over here into this area. And then I get to manipulating a little bit, changing up a little bit, so I can kind of create it into my own little design. Okay, so let's just get on out of here real quick. Drag and drop, do all the little edits in the distortion, compression, adding all that stuff. And I created my kick drum. Okay. And so that kick drum is there. And so that is preloaded. That's preloaded. And let's put this keyboard up here so y'all can hear it. Cause I wasn't really trying to play anything, and that is all right. And this is what I'm talking about. It's just a fresh, straight recording, man. This is just what we do. We do it fresh. We don't care about that organization and all that. We'll get there. It's all good. Okay, so we got the kick drum here. I'm going to solo that out. So as you can hear, already it's hitting, right? Now, the great thing about Sublab that I love, if you notice, you got the root notes here. So oftentimes what you would find is a lot of your kick drums, especially the 808s, they'll be heavily sampled in either D, F, or G, right? And so oftentimes you'll see where the original was rooted at, where the original sample was, and then you can change it to the note that you want to. So for us, because the root melody the root note of the melody is C, so, or C minor. So I want to make sure it's in the C scale. Okay, either C or C sharp, whichever one you want to put, but I usually put straight C. You can change the root octave, fine tune it a little bit more, and do those things. And so this is what I came up with as far as the melody goes, or the drum kick. Okay. So that right there, and obviously we are hearing the crackle of that sound, and it's driving me nuts, but I hope to get past that. OBX, what are you doing, baby? Come on. For some reason you are doing that, and that is not cool at all. That is not cool whatsoever. That is not cool. Okay. We're gonna figure that out. So okay, so with that being said, essentially, so you have that bass note, and it is just driving me nuts how that crackle sound is going in and out. And let me do this real quick, because I already know what it is. I already know. I just know. It's just like being funky. Just being straight funk. I gotta go back and forth, trying to be cute. Dang. All right, hopefully y'all hear me still. Gotta switch out this audio device. I think something's just crashing, or clashing, should I say, with the audio. So it just drives me nuts. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now down here, now this is before the update. Obviously, to me, Logic's drum machine was okay. It wasn't the best. And so what I ended up doing was buying Nerve. That acts as a kind of a drum sampler, right? And the cool thing is you have all this little stuff here. So you can have a chain, and the chain is basically your bar, so to speak. So you got 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars. They're highlighted by the whites, and you could go all the way up to basically 8 bars. Okay, just depending on the tempo and everything. But what I've done is I have a 4-bar loop of drums, and those are gonna play underneath to go with that. So you're gonna hear that. And what I did at each individual drum bar, or each bar, so to speak, what I did was, you get a chance to add your kick drum, snare drum, another little snare here, and then, or hi-hats, and then 2 snares, and then just underneath percussion that plays. That's going to be in the mix, but again, it's going to add an extra dynamic layer to your beat. And so these are things you just want to hear. I'm just going to play it along with the other one. So let's just hear that. Okay, so that's what I came up with. So now when we get that together with the melody, we're gonna just bring this in, and let's see, anthem hook, dream voice, and let's see what we got. And so we got that. Now you're probably thinking like, oh, okay, now what I've done is, man, Logic has this great thing called the drummer. And what I've done or started to do a lot more is incorporate drums and fills. I'm not a natural drummer, but what you could do is you could actually go to adding a track, and you add a drummer, and you pick specific like either hip hop or pop, whatever you want to do, and then you pick your drummer, and then you go through and make the settings and all that stuff. So what I like to do is I pick that specific drummer, and what I'll do is I'll show an example of that. So let's just go here real quick, and let's just say we add a drummer, okay, and it'll be hip hop. So let's just create one, okay. So we're gonna create that a little bit. All right, so let's say I got like Southside, right? And let's just say I solo Southside by himself. Okay, so let's just take the solos off, solo Southside by himself. Nothing else is highlighted, right? Just Southside. So we're gonna play just the trap though, right? And all this. And so what you can do is, as you're doing that, you can do, and as you move this little dot around, you got the simple, soft, complex, loud. I usually have it up around here, and then you can add percussion sounds in there, and you'll see that the notes change and fill in. Now you can do these little fills too as well, right? And these little fills help you to develop patterns that you can edit. And as you do this, what I often end up doing is, once this is created, and say I just want a certain section just for the sake of the song, as I'm playing it, what I'll do is actually cut that section. You can use a cut tool, the scissor tool if you want. And you can essentially just cut this, right? So you can cut that if you want into your sections, right? And you can pick and choose which ones you actually want to incorporate. You can even cut this in half a little bit. You can just cut it even a little more deeper than what you want to do. In other words, you can create sections of drum loops, fills, rolls, whatever you want to do, and then add them throughout your track. Okay, so that's just something that you can do if you desire to do that. But that's what I've done. And then oftentimes I just hit the right click on the mouse, bounce in place. And when you bounce in place, what I do is I like to create a new track. Okay, and I leave the source is this source right here. It's the original. So you can either mute it or delete it or include the tails. I usually include tails, the volume panning, and then, or let's see if we mute and hit this, it's gonna be trapdoor. You can name it whatever you want to do, whatever name. You hit OK, and you're gonna get an extra track with just this part right here that you wanted, right? So now you have that, and you can put it wherever you want to as you please throughout the track. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a pretty neat little element. So let's just go there. Let me just delete that. That's just to show you kind of like what I usually do with the drummer. Okay, yeah, let's delete that because we don't need that. Let's delete you too. All right, cool. Okay, so now we have a snare roll in here. I want to solo that real quick, and let's just play that, and we're gonna see what happens. And this is what comes in with the snare roll. Okay, and now I'm gonna highlight this one too. So now you have this intro snare roll, this added dynamic to your. Okay, so now if I put this along here, get what I'm saying? So now you've added that little dynamic into your stuff, right? Into your track, right? And it's relatively easy. And even this one, get what I'm saying? So now all this stuff you can add into your track to develop it more and to just increase your percussion acumen, should I say. Just experiment, because it's not perfect, but you could definitely experiment with that. So next time we come up on the next session, and we'll hear with the percussions one more time along with the melody. Let's play that. Boom. We're gonna put some of those, some little drum rolls in that joint. Let's go hit that thing. Now this is without. Get what I'm saying? So now you've created a feel for that you can place in and out, add that extra dynamic to the track with some drops and everything. And I'm telling you, now you are starting to get real funky with your percussion style. So that's it for today. Definitely appreciate you for stopping by. We have now at least completed like the bass melody along with some drums. Next, we're gonna add some extra dynamics in our next video that's coming up. And so I look really forward to exploring with you. Again, leave your likes, your dislikes, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, tell your family, get your mama, your grandma, your granddad, all that stuff. We're about to make a track. It's going to be nuts, man. And hope you enjoyed it and everything. Definitely been a blast just sharing this with you. Shman the Real DK. Support the You Feel Me Bro podcast. If you haven't checked that out, check that out. As you saw in the beginning, the message for the SoundCloud, definitely check me out on my IG. We're doing it big, man. This is what we want to do, is just help you to be a better producer using Logic Pro X. All right, take care. Peace.